Modern Storage Unpacked. Let's go.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Modern Storage Unpacked, your go-to podcast for storage tips, industry insights, some behind-the-scene fails, and everything in between. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. We got new podcasts that come out every week. Joining us today, we have Tyler.
Hello.
Hi. He is the manager over at Modern Storage Shackelford.
That I am.
They specialize in RV and boat storage.
That we do.
Yes, you do have a lot of climates and drive-ups as well, so stuff outside of that, but you guys have tons of RV and boat storage options for your tenants. And as colder weather is approaching, it is almost time to lock them up for the season. If you have a boat or an RV, or if you're wanting to get one and not sure what to do with it in the off season, this episode is for you. So Tyler, I do have to start with this one question.
Go ahead.
If you had to live in one full time, are you choosing a boat or an RV?
Like a houseboat?
Yes. Yeah, I'll give you that. You're not going to sleep on, the cushions on a pontoon boat. Like a houseboat, you could live on and kind of sail anywhere, or an RV that you could, do the same thing on land.
I'm going to have to pick an RV. I've been known to get motion sick on the water, so I think I'd have to do the RV.
Okay,
Definitely
that'll do
would.
it. I think I love the water, so I would definitely go with houseboat. I'll just bring a lot of motion sickness medicine with me because I can be that way after a long period, but
The constant stream of Dramamine.
yeah.
Yep.
Just make sure you got it plenty in stock. All the cabinets, you open it, it's just that. So, why is right now the big rush for boat and RV storage?
Summer's coming to an end, and after Labor Day, that's usually around the time everyone's summer
Cholesterol.
activities are wrapping up. We're parking the RVs, putting the boats in storage, closing pools all over the country. So it now would be a very good time to just go ahead and get it locked in and get it going. You don't want to be looking outside one day this winter and see snow covering your RV in the driveway, thinking, oh, I should have done something else with it.
Yep, absolutely. A lot of, freezing temperatures kind of coming up in our near future. I know that can really crack some pipes and, damage engines, especially in boats. Like there's a whole process, I think, winterizing it, if you're not keeping it,
Absolutely.
locked up. So, and also, sun can still be at risk in the fall and the winter, right? Sun damage on, your boat, for your seats and things like that, paint.
Yeah, it can. I even know I do have some people staying at my property. They have their RVs climate controlled the whole winter. And the units themselves, they're not climate controlled, but they'll keep it heated on the inside of the RV all winter long. And I won't see them all winter, but it's just there. It's
Yeah.
just going. Last year, whenever it snowed, I think it was in January, I could tell who had their heater going inside the unit because all the snow was melted in front of their units
Yeah.
with their RVs in it. Yeah. Mhm.
If you wouldn't leave, I'm sure, your iPhone in the snow for 5 months, why do it to, a $50,000 boat, right?
Absolutely not.
So, Tyler, I know that your facility has a couple different options that most people don't even know exist. Can you walk us through, the different options you have for those?
Yeah, so just to start with the basic, I just got open parking at Modern Storage Shackelford. It's, just come park it on a gravel parking lot and just come get it whenever you'd like, take it, leave it, whatever you want to do. And then I've got a couple different sizes of units. They are all 15 feet wide. Some of them are 40 feet long. Some are 50 feet long. I know those RVs and boats, they can get pretty big. You got to also count for the hitch on your trailer to pull them in, make sure it all goes in there, it can shut. They have electrical hookups inside the units, 30 amp, 50 amp hookups, along with just regular old outlets, and lights on the inside too. I know a lot of places don't offer that.
Yeah.
Each individual unit has its own lighting system, so you don't have to worry about putting up spotlights in the units like some people do. And they are all 17 feet tall. All the doors are on all these units, and they come with, a garage clicker, so you don't have
That
to
is so
break your back running a chain or lifting the door.
Completely motorized. You click a button and it opens up. Yeah, I went by, not too long ago and saw them, and the nicest storage units I've seen for, RVs or boats with the electric and the lighting. And then the motorized doors is something a lot of people don't, think about, but it is a lifesaver. I know at my location, we got massive, we got some RV units as well, but, the doors are so heavy to open and close them. And So that just kind of, helps.
Store's got to be a couple 100 pounds, like, and just to lift up and down.
Yeah, so I know that you mentioned, making sure you measure it with the hitch. I feel like I get stumped on that with a lot of people myself that are bringing boats on is like they tell us the exact measurements of the boat, but not like the trailer it's on with the hitch and the wheels and everything, because that can really play a part of like what exact size you might need. That could play a part of having to go a size up. So that's a huge thing. Making sure people know to measure that as well.
Yeah, you got to take into account all of it. No guesswork in that.
Tyler, what is the biggest RV you've seen squeeze through those gates?
I can't remember the exact dimensions of it because it would barely even fit inside that larger unit, the 15 by 50. It had a one car garage attached to the back of the RV. Apparently, that's the thing they do.
What?
I had never heard of that. That's never been something inside of my price range. But yeah,
Whoa.
you can a ramp comes down and you can pull your car completely inside the RV and still like have plenty of room to comfortably live inside that thing.
Wow.
Hmm.
I didn't even know that they made those either.
They
What
do?
to be alive in today's world,
I know.
If only we had the money for it.
Yeah.
Tyler, can you give us a little like checklist for putting an RV into storage?
Yeah, so before you bring it by, you're just going to want to make sure you get all your personal items out of it, and just kind of keep it bare minimum whenever you come in there. Not talking about strictly the stuff that you would use on your trips with the RV, like the outdoorsy stuff, but I just mean anything that you might need quick access to. You don't want to leave it there with it.
Yeah.
You would need to winterize it, if you're not going to come back till the summer again. Don't want to come back and check on it or anything. That's perfectly fine, but just make sure, it's all locked up, sealed up, every window and door locked in there, and it's waterproof. And you can either unhook the battery and just like keep it separate from it, or you can hook it up to the charger all winter if that's also what you choose to do. We have that option for you.
Awesome. And I'm make sure all the food
Absolutely.
is out of there as well.
Absolutely.
You might have a whole raccoon family coming in.
Oh, yeah. No, they're going to be sharing that unit with you.
Yeah, absolutely. You definitely don't want to track. That's one thing that will, track rodents and things into it. So make sure, I feel like that should be first. Clean out the fridge and the pantry, not only just for that reason too, but, imagine if you're disconnecting the battery and, it's been sitting there all winter and summer starts and you're excited to bring it out and you go and you're trying to stock the fridge up and it's like 4-month-old milk and cheese and stuff that's been sitting in an unrefrigerated,
Yeah.
unpowered fridge.
Another thing I would recommend too is, I guess this wouldn't be on the front end, but when coming back, maybe buy and hold on to one of those personal tire pumps, because I've seen people come back after 6 months and not seeing it. And I've had a lot of people, come up to me and say, hey, do you have jumper cables? Do you have tire pumps? Anything like that?
Yeah, exactly. For like RVs, specifically, if you think about it like a car, if you like go and, leave your car not turned on, not moved for months, and you come over, especially with like the temperature changes, and the cold, the heat, your tires can expand and deflate and
Oh, yeah.
give some flats, and same with your battery. So that's a good suggestion. Make sure you got even like those battery power banks. They make some good small portable ones that are really strong, like really powerful. I've had to use one that worked better than jumper cables for my car a few months ago, and I was surprised. I mean, this thing was like this big, and it got it.
I don't leave home without mine anymore.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So, what is the weirdest or grossest thing you've ever seen someone forget in their RV?
They, had put up their RV last year after Labor Day. They put it up and, had just come off from a little last hoorah trip, a little road trip about a week long with their kids around the country. When they came back the next spring, they came up to me asking if I had a hose hookup anywhere, because their floor in their RV and in their storage unit was the whole rainbow of colors. They had one of those giant packs of the popsicles that they had left in there.
Oh, like the massive multi-pack, every flavor.
They just leaked all everywhere. It looked like a Skittles taste the rainbow. Or let me do that again.
Wow, yeah.
It looked like a rainbow all inside.
And I bet it was sticky and, oh my goodness. So do RVs really need to be plugged in all winter, or do you think disconnecting is better?
I could be wrong here. I'm not an RV owner myself, but I do think it's a matter of opinion. And there's some of my tenants swear it's, absolutely important. Some don't mind it at all. They it really just seems to be a case by case scenario. It definitely seems like if you could keep it hooked up all winter, that would definitely make for an easier pickup the next spring.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't have to come out and worry about, making a list. You can just come and get it and go instead of coming out, seeing what's wrong, and then having to go around town and get everything you need to get this thing fixed back up and ready to go. One thing I've learned working at this location is that it's enough of an issue that there are multiple mobile companies that exist. There are options that people have. They come out with their trailer, and their whole purpose for existence is just to get RVs winterized and get them started back
Really?
again. Yeah, kind of like like how someone would come and do that for your pool, but they come out and do it for RVs. Like they'll hire them
Okay.
and they'll come out and get it started and ready to go, so the actual owner of the RV doesn't have to do anything with it.
Dude,
But yeah.
that's awesome. That'd be something I would do because I would have no idea. I'd be chat GBTing it,
Yeah.
like, give me this number to this place. That's awesome. So, Tyler, for all of our boat owners, what are some things that they should be doing before they store their boat for the winter?
Well, you're going to want to be treating your boat, just the same as any other vehicle whenever you put it in storage. You're going to want to clean and wax the hull. You're going to want to flush the engine, put some antifreeze in it. And if it's got some plumbing systems on the boat, put antifreeze in there too, just to prevent any pipes or anything from getting cracks in them over the winter for freezing. Disconnect the battery. Probably keep it separate from the boat if you're going to charge it.
Yeah.
Not on the ground, but just on some sort of elevated surface. You're going to want to, cover it up absolutely with at least a breathable tarp, just so it can, avoid any rain or hail damage. If you've got it parked outside, inside's a little bit better. But if you've got leather seats, I definitely would recommend maybe spraying it with some sort of anti-mold spray.
Yeah.
Just so nothing happens to that, because if you keep it here during the summer, especially in Arkansas, it gets so humid, It's just
Yes.
yeah.
Very humid, very humid.
Mhm.
Have you ever had someone come back in the spring and realize, oh, I forgot something big?
Definitely, I've seen people forget their propane tanks they have hooked up to their RVs, just for
Ooh.
the heating or for the
Yeah.
gas stove inside there. I've seen people forget, like we were saying earlier, that they've had food in their fridge all winter long. They forget the fuel on the way here, or like the battery's dead, or the tires are flat,
Yeah.
just anything like that, really.
So it really sounds like I think what would be beneficial for, those people is like have like a checklist, like check them
Mhm.
off, each time you're, coming and getting it or storing it for, the winter and getting it for the spring, just making sure you have maybe even 2 different checklists, whatever you need. I'm a checklist queen. Tyler, what are some of the most painful or hilarious mistakes that you've seen?
Man, I'm not gonna lie. If you're gonna buy one of these things, maybe give it some practice driving around, backing up with it
Oh, no.
before bringing it straight to storage. I have some people who, call me and rent a space before they'll say, "Hey, I just bought this thing. I haven't even picked it up yet, but I need a space for it." I'm always happy to help people back in and out of these units and everything, but don't just assume it's going to be like any old trailer, because RVs, boats, they're huge. They're awkward. You're not going to be able to get it right the first time around.
You need to go to a big open field and figure out what's the tightest turn you can make and backing it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have even thought about that. That is something. You had someone out there just jackknife up completely and they're like, call you like, please help me.
There was one time this person had come out, they hadn't been around in a few months. They came out, they had left their window just a little bit cracked. I was outside, saw them go up to their RV. It was parked in the outside storage. They waved at me, I waved back. They unlocked their door, walked inside the RV, and then right away ran back out and ran straight to their car, getting chased by a little swarm of wasps that had found their home inside there.
Oh my
Wanna
gosh.
make sure that thing is completely
Yeah.
sealed up whenever you leave it.
Double check those windows. Oh my goodness. Yep. I don't mess with wasps.
No.
That's your RV at this point.
Yeah.
You take it. You pay the taxes on it.
All you.
Yeah, I mean, those are some good, I'm sure learning moments, as well for them. But for those that are watching, if you're interested in getting one or have one, these happen to real people. So learn from those. Don't make the same mistake yourself.
I'll attest to chasing tarps around my property. Some
Yeah.
people do not know how to secure those things properly, and they'll fly off once a week. They'll come back
Really?
and put it back on, and then they'll just fly right back off again.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Yeah. What do you have any like tips for that? I'm sure you haven't like actually been down and like actually tarping one for them, but do you have any tips for those who are
No,
trying to
I've
tarp them
helped a
up?
few people with it. You just gotta tie your knots really secure, and if you're using bungee cords to hold the tarp together, make sure they're not super old and degraded, and they're gonna snap over time after a lot of use. Just
Yeah.
get it. Don't be shy with it. Get it wrapped as tight as you can on there. You're
Yeah.
not gonna hurt your vehicle, and it's not gonna do anything to like squish anything. And you just want that thing to stay on there, so
Yeah.
you don't have to come back and put it back on.
Yeah, we can get some pretty big,
Some of the tarps
windstorms
get
here.
away.
Yeah.
They make it past the fence. So you gotta
You're like, there's nothing I can do for you at
catch
this
them all.
point. Yeah. All right. So, listeners, we want your stories too. So, if you've had any gross or funny thing that you found in your RV after storing it all winter long, please DM us. We'd love to share it on a future podcast. And hopefully help someone else for making the same mistake. So before we kind of go into wrapping up, Tyler, I'm going to hit you with some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
And I want you to just kind of say the first thing on your mind. Don't think too hard about it. Okay.
Gotcha.
Biggest RV rookie mistake in one word.
Backing up. That's 2 words. But that's still
We'll
my
put a
answer.
little what is it? Hyphen in
Yep.
between. You're good. That's a good one. All right. Biggest boat rookie mistake in one word.
Not draining all the water out of it. That is.
I'll give you that. I will give you that.
No, I can't say.
Water.
Okay.
It's tough. Would you rather clean a moldy RV fridge or untangle 300 feet of dock rope?
Probably the dock rope.
I agree. Dream boat or RV you'd love to store at Shackelford?
I don't have any party boats. If you know anyone that needs storage for a party boat, I think that'd be a lot
Like
of fun.
the party barges?
Yeah, the party barge.
Okay.
Those pontoons.
We want,
Go.
yeah, absolutely. All right, you got a party barge, go to Modern Storage Shackelford. We got the space for you. Tyler even show you how to back it in. So Tyler, what else do people park out there? I know some people, don't have boats and RVs, but you offer a lot of different parking options. What are some other things that people can park out there?
Those units, they can fit 2 regular sized cars in them.
Ooh,
If you need storage for multiple cars, I've seen a couple of those. Had a couple of food trucks come through. They keep their food trucks in storage because they're very seasonal.
Yeah, I'm sure.
A lot of businesses will use those larger units as like pretty much mini warehouses. You don't want a full warehouse. You're not that quite there yet on your journey as a business owner, but you need something that has a lot of space. I've seen a lot of those.
Yeah.
Got a couple landscaping teams. They've got the trailers and the units, and they fit 6, 7 lawnmowers in there with all their equipment and everything. They come by every single day to come pick up and do their jobs and drop off at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Absolutely. I love that smart. We just had someone on our podcast who has a lawn business and stores with me over here. And I think it's super smart for a lawn business. I mean, think about it. You don't go home to your wife that's all mad at you because you can't park her car in the garage, So it is it is kind of perfect for that. You kind of come pick up your trailer, pick up your stuff, what you need for the day, and go, So basically, if it rolls or floats, you can store it at Shackelford.
Yes, ma'am.
So you've got it stored. Do you just forget about it until spring?
No, I would definitely, if you are staying in the area for the winter, I would definitely come check on it. Maybe even have somebody else come check on it if you can't.
Yeah. Is there like a timeline you think like, every 2-3 months or every other month or every month? Like what would you suggest?
I think the most average I see of people swinging through is once a month.
Okay.
That's typically, they'll just come out for 2 minutes tops just to get some eyes on it, make sure it's still there. You can, I've seen this before too. You can even leave like a ring camera on your RV. I've seen those before. One time there was this gentleman, he called us and he asked us to go out there and check on it for him because he thought he saw something funny. And I said, "Oh, are you here?" And he goes, "No, I can see it through my camera on my RV. And so I go out there and open up his unit and start looking, and he's actively talking to me through the camera on the RV and like telling me stuff about like what he's seeing, what's looking different and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Was there anything random there or anything that you found?
it was just a big ball of spider webs is what it was. He just didn't, he was looking and he hadn't seen it before. So he thought somebody had been in
speck
there.
over there. Yeah. Yeah. I think the once a month is a really good thing. Maybe, you know, those other people wouldn't have had as big of a swarm of wasps when they came back.
It's true.
You know, they would have been like, get that out of here and roll that window up. Okay. So moral of the story, don't let your summer toys turn into winter disasters.
If you're going to buy something to have some fun, you know, you got to take care of that thing too.
Yeah. And boats and RVs are really expensive too. So like, I'm sure you want to upkeep it, you know?
Do not leave that thing to the side.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes on it.
Shout out to Modern Storage Shackleford for all of the premium RV and boat storage. Seriously, it's the nicest that I've seen. I think at all of our locations even. So if you haven't seen it already, go check it out. Mr. Tyler here will give you a tour of the place.
I would love to.
Except for right now, he's with us.
That's true.
Definitely call for availability or show up there and ask him about the availability because, you know, it is running low, especially as we're in October and kind of entering the winter seasons. There's not going to be many of them left. So if it's something that you're interested in, definitely give him a call ASAP. And thank you so much, Tyler, for joining us on our podcast and talking about what to do with our boats and RVs in the winter.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I hope to see all y'all soon.
Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss another episode of Modern Storage Unpacked. Until then, we'll see you next time.
That's a wrap for this episode of Modern Storage Unpacked. Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe. See you next time.